Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Grateful that you all can join us tonight. We're going to give it a couple minutes, tag your friends, and tell them to come into the room. And I'm excited to have this amazing guest with me tonight. I told him earlier today, I said, you are a giant in this, and I'm grateful to be connected to such a giant as himself and that he agreed to come and be a part of this event. Y'all, we are gearing up to our pray, plan, and execute. We are 19 days away from this amazing event. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm telling you guys, listen, he blows my mind every time. Every time I think that, oh man, he just blows my mind. Today we just added something super amazing to what we're already doing that Saturday. So I can't wait for y'all to pull up and see the guests that we're gonna have in the room that day. So tag y'all friends, tell them get in the room so we can talk, have this amazing conversation. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just glad to be on here with you on this amazing event. I'm just honored and privileged that I get to be a part of such great things that are happening. So I'm humble. I'm
Oh,
very humbled to be on here. Thank you.
oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Oh Lord, y'all have to excuse my dog. He like to act though sometimes. Excuse him. Sometimes he has manners. Sometimes he does. But so good evening, everybody. Welcome. Like if you're coming in, tag your friends, tell them to get on. I pray, plan, and execute mastermind leadership intensive is going down August the 9th in Richmond Hill, Georgia. We did our first one in Baltimore in March. And I said, let's bring this to this area. This is actually my first event here in this area. Good evening. This is my first event here. And so I didn't know how well it was going to go over. However, listen, y'all have blown my mind. This is not my hometown. However, you guys have surpassed goals that I've set out for this event. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm excited. So listen, y'all, we're getting ready to have this conversation. We have none other than Dr. Kenneth Law. Y'all give him some heart and some love in the comments. Let him know he is loved here over at Takara Nicole. We love him. We honor his gift. And so I just wanted to take the moment just to have a little dialogue. When I first came across a lot of his content, I said, man, like we think a lot alike. We have a lot of things that are alike. And so I am all about collaboration. One thing I'm going to continue to speak is that collaboration is key. And one big thing for me, and I'm gonna have Dr. Law come in. One big thing for me is I'm always making sure that I am including all generations, right? Not that there is a huge gap. However, I feel like as young people, we need to honor the giants. We need to honor the people that have gone before us, honor the people that have paved the way, but also bring them in because we need their wisdom. And so anything that you'll ever see me have, I'm not just having a group of us young people, right? Young people, we are strong, we can handle it. However, it's nothing like the wisdom of those that have been in this for a while. And so listen, I see y'all in the chat. Listen, your folks love you. They said, we love you, Apostle. They love you, and that's awesome. And so thank you guys for joining tonight. No, don't shush them. Listen, give honor where honor is due. I love it. And so, Doctor, you're coming in a different capacity, right? We have the apostle, we have the pastor, we wear many hats. But in this sense, you are coming in another capacity. So I want you to tell us about you, tell us about yourself, your background, and whatever you want to share with us tonight.
Well, first of all, Takara, I'm so just grateful for the opportunity. There's not many, there's a many opportunities, but not many healthy platforms. And
Yeah.
so I'm excited to be on a healthy platform that's a healthy opportunity. And
Awesome.
that's going to be a blessing to so many people. But just a little bit about myself. I'm about to celebrate 18 years of pastoring the Embassy Church out there in Fleming, Georgia, and excited about that the Lord has allowed me to hang in there this long. And
Yeah.
because 18 years is like 10,000 years in dog years. So
Right.
it's just to be able to be around that long. But just a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Savannah via New York, born in New York, but lived here pretty much most of my life and relocated back here from Atlanta with my wife back in '07 to start at that time, which was New Birth, Savannah, which has now transitioned into the Embassy Church. I've been in leadership for probably 25 years in multiple capacities, from ministry, but also the marketplace, serving in boys and girls clubs, and uh, even being an entrepreneur, having businesses and things of that nature. And my love is I really love helping people, and I love people, and I really love to be able to serve people from the area of leadership. I think it's something that is so necessary, but yet understated and undervalued of how crucial and how important leadership is, whether it's in your home or in the corporate room or the pulpit. And I think sometimes we have allowed leadership to just be stuck in one or two people with the title, but not
That's
realizing it's for us all. And so I enjoy teaching and I enjoy connecting to amazing people like yourself. And been married. I'll be married in August, 27 years to the
congratulations.
amazing Dr. Lawanda Allah, who's really the brains.
Yes.
She's the brains of the outfit. I just sit on her lap and
I
talk.
think she just made a comment too. I think she's in the chat. You see her? Is
Yeah,
that her?
she's up there now.
Yes,
She's
we
gonna be
give
loud on
honor
this
to
chat.
you
She's
as
gonna be
well.
loud on this
Thank you.
chat. And she's just an amazing woman, 25 plus years of human resource, senior vice president of human resources
Awesome.
experience, just an amazing corporate mind, brilliant woman. So the Lord really, really was kind to me, really was kind to my broke self back in the day to
Uh,
allow me to have such a treasure. So that's just a little bit about us. We're here and uh, we've traveled and we've gone to a few nations. Just came back from South Africa and Mauritius about a month and a half ago, doing some ministry and a little bit of resting. And so we enjoy travel and we enjoy coming and helping and serving wherever we can. So thank you for allowing me to share a little bit about ourselves.
Awesome. Listen, y'all hear that language? He said about ourselves. He said, my wife, the power of partnership. And so that brings me to a really good point that we want to see couples in the building, not just the wife, not just the husband. But I feel like, and we've talked about this before, the power of partnership, not just the power of partnership outside of the home, but the power of partnership inside of the home. And he's talked about what he was able to accomplish by having his wife by his side. And I'm pretty sure she feels the same way about him. And so, listen, the importance of partnership. So, listen, we want to see y'all in the room. A lot of times we see a bunch of women. Y'all in these rooms. And I tell people anything that I have, my coaching, my ministry, it's not for women. This is for everybody. And so, men, we want to see y'all in the room. You should be one that's bringing your wife in the room as the leader of the home. Amen. All right. But anyway, but he hit on a good point. And anything that we talk about partnership, the power of partnership, and it is so key. Miss Tracy, she's on the line. I love her. She's talking about marriage. The marriage is very powerful in partnership. Absolutely. And so we want to see y'all married couples in the room. We have a couple that have signed up already that are making plans. Don't just go out this thing on a limb, but we need to be all on the same page. We talk about praying. We should be praying together. We should be planning together, and we should be executing together. It's nothing worse than one person trying to execute something, the other person trying to execute something, and y'all are actually working against each other and not actually working together. So listen, y'all come pull up and be in the room. So I'm excited about that. All right. So that was good. Thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself. And so in everything that you've done, everything you've been able to accomplish, Can you talk about just one defining moment? I'm pretty sure there are plenty that you could talk about, but one defining moment where you really had to pray, plan, and execute something.
Oh, well, I can tell you the time when I didn't, and
Ooh,
then I
come on.
had to learn how to. And I think sometimes I went through a time, especially as pastoring, not understanding any of those principles because you more so are trained to make sure you preach or you're trying to do other things, but not realizing the essential elements that are necessary that are for planning and executing prayer. And so I think when going through a season of not having those elements in place, bring you into a place that you desperately want to understand how crucial they are and how they make things easier, but also how they attract a better quality of ministry, a better quality of leadership, but they also attract a better quality of team because chaos draws chaos. But
Yeah, that's
order draws order, wisdom draws wisdom. And people don't want to be a part of anything raggedy, no matter how exciting it sounds. And so when you get to the place where you understand those things you just mentioned, they begin to help you understand the difference between time management, but also time allocation. And
mm,
you begin to understand that there is a difference because you don't manage time, time manages you. And
absolutely.
when you begin to understand those things, you desire platforms like this to teach. Some years ago, we didn't have access to a lot of these things and we
Yes.
had to kind of wing it a lot. And that winging cost a lot of people time. It cost them their lives, but it also traumatized them, and it
Wow.
ran people away from what they were called to. And so this is so important that we have these things in place so that you know how to navigate through the storm with the right toolkit in hand. You don't have to go through a storm without a raincoat and a
Yeah,
umbrella and galoshes. It doesn't stop the rain, but it protects you from it. And
that's
so
good.
you have to go into these things with the right tools so that you're able to assess situations properly. It doesn't mean you don't have faith. It just means you understand wisdom
Yeah.
and you understand what you need to now do. So what this is so strategic and so powerful that we do need men and women. And men, you can't relinquish your leadership to your wife, but then demand that she follows you. And
Shoo, come on and talk.
when you relinquish it for her to go do everything, but yet you're demanding to lead and have decision making, she doesn't trust it because you haven't developed it. And so when you understand these kind of platforms, you're actually going to places that will help you to develop decision making, develop leadership, so that your wisdom is not just gut oriented, but it's also knowledge oriented. It's understanding. It's Holy Spirit led. You really understand how here are our options, and your wife and your children would trust that. So men, I need you to be there because you are who you are, and they're depending on your decision making as much as you're dependent on theirs.
That is so good. He said, "You cannot relinquish your leadership and then demand them to follow." That was good. I'm going to clip that tonight. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to tag you and give you credit because I'm gonna
Just
get
send me
credit.
an offering.
But
That's all.
that
Just
is,
say
I got you. I got you. But that is so true. I think one of the parts that he said was he acknowledged the places and the spaces where he did not pray, plan, and execute. And one thing the Lord has shown me concerning this is that we can have a passion for a thing, but lack preparation. And so you cannot
absolutely.
allow your passion to override preparation. And so a lot of times in ministry, we have a great passion for souls, but we don't prepare for souls, right? We have a great passion to fill the house, but what is the preparation for that when they get in the house for them to stay in the house? Same thing. You want the clients, right? And so we have a passion for your business. However, there is nothing that prepares you for that. And so this is why what we're teaching you is so strategic, is so important. There is not even, I'm gonna be honest, a dollar amount of what we can actually put on, to what we're saying tonight, on that day. There really isn't a dollar amount that we could put that's going to amount to what we're going to talk about. But what we're trying to tell you is that the foundation of anything that you build is absolutely important. The foundation is important. Once that foundation is set, you're going to be good. But I'm going to be honest, there are many of you that are going to come in the room, and I want your minds to be ready, because there are some of you that God may rip up your foundation. Everything that you thought that you know about leadership, about business, about building, it might be destroyed. But I promise you that when you leave, that there is going to be a new foundation for you to build upon. We're not going to leave you hanging. We're just not going to rip it up. We're just not going to tear it up without giving you the tools to build for better, right? I told you guys in the post that I made earlier, I said that this is going to catapult a rapid, what I heard the Lord say was rapid success, right? Rapid success. And so for any of you that are like, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I've been in this place for a long time. And this is not just about business, but it's about life. Like, I feel like my life is stuck. I feel like I've been in this same place for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years. And I feel like I'm not growing. I'm not moving. You need to find yourself in the room, because the tools don't change. Although the vision may change, right? The foundation, it doesn't shift. And so we're here to give you the foundational tools that you need to take you through whatever it is that you're trying to build. But I want you guys to have that mindset. Come in ready. You know, I tell people this is not an event. This is an encounter. It's not an event. This is an encounter. This is going to be what we talked about last week. This is going to be a place of activation. We're going to activate you, where you're not just going to come and you're going to sit, you know, but we have activities. We're going to do activities. We're going to move around. You're going to meet people. You're going to network with people. And so it's not going to be a place where you just kind of like sit and get your notepad and kind of just be to yourself. Nope. You're going to have to interact. You're going to have to talk. You're going to have to get up, and you're going to have to walk around. But you're also going to leave with the tools that you need that are necessary. All right. Let's see. Let me ask you, what is one truth or principle or lesson that you believe that everybody in the room is going to need to hear? What is that one thing that we're going to build on as we get there, but it's going to be extremely important for those that are coming to be in the room?
I think that's a great question to ask. There are many principles, but I also believe that we must return to ancient principles, the
Come on.
ancient path of things. And one thing that I've been concerned about, that I'm even making sure that I'm on top of, I think we have forgotten the importance of the principle of being trusted, making
Mm,
sure that we produce trustworthy lives, but also trustworthy products, trustworthy content. And we're in a time that we're pursuing so much of being profitable that we're not pursuing being trusted.
my Lord.
And I think that's something as a principle that we have devalued over the years, that it doesn't matter how you get there, just get the bag. It doesn't matter as long as you got the followers, as long as you got people coming to your conference. But at the
Wow.
end of the day, we need authentic content. We need authentic leadership. We need, even if you're wrong about something, have enough trust in you to fix it and align it correctly with the person. And
That's
that's what
good.
our faith teaches us. If you got a problem with somebody, you need to go to them and try and handle it, and hear the steps that you go through. This is either you're going to win the relationship, or you have to walk away from each other. But at least we trust what happened.
That's
And
good.
sometimes we have forgotten how to be trusted. And it doesn't matter anymore about being trusted. And it matters to me. The older I get, the more I'm concerned, is my leadership trustworthy? Is my marriage trustworthy? Is my life trustworthy? It's you can be a giant in the gospel, and giant in ministry, and a giant in industry, but yet don't be trusted. And that's something I think we need to really go back and evaluate. Am I trusted? Am I
Wow.
trustworthy? What I'm producing, like this workshop, is it
Mm,
trustworthy? And
yeah.
because that's what people remember, and that's what people build on. Trust gives people hope.
Wow.
And when I can trust what you say, I can trust what you do, I can
This is
trust
good.
what you produce, I can hang hope on that. I
Yep.
can build on that. I can, as you said, going back down to the foundation, I can renovate, or uh not, I may not have to completely destroy it, or uh demolish it, but I may need to renovate my life with a new truth.
Yeah.
I need a new truth because I've been fooling myself so much that I'm under the facade of truth, but I'm not really walking in truth.
The
So am I
yeah,
trustworthy? Am I
the
truly trustworthy?
illusion,
It's the
the
illusion of
illusion.
truth. And we raise we're I'm just being funny right here, but we're raised in a time where most of the things we wear or do, they're not the real thing.
Come
So
on.
that has translated into a mindset that I don't have to be real. I just
Yep.
have to appear to be real. And so we're presenting products and content and books and conferences and workshops that really are not real, and they can't be trusted. And people are
Yeah.
walking away with a boatload of money and on the front end, but leaving a lot of people broken on the back end because they couldn't trust it. I
That's so
rather produce something trusted and not walk away with a bookload of money, but yet my name is trusted, that the quality of what you and I and others produce, people can hang hope on that.
yeah.
They can build on that. And if you do it right, as my grandma would say, if you do it right, gotta bless it right.
Right. Can I tell you that's so good? And I think this is the premise of why I'm doing I pray plan execute. Like the reality is $20. I'm not making a boatload. By the time I do all my expenses between the
You
venue and the
paying.
food, I'm
You
probably a little
paying.
in the hole. However, I know that people have been exposed to voices that are not trusted. And so the point of this is to, and I've been having them, is being able to introduce people to trusted voices, being able to have a platform of trusted voices. And so if you need help, if you need coaching, if you need mentoring, you're going to have trusted voices that you can go to, trusted collaborations that you can go into. And so from here, anybody that hears Dr. Kenneth Law tonight, you should have no problem if he tells you that my coaching program is $6,000. You should have no problem dropping that $6,000 on his program because you understand that his voice is trusted. I understand that what you're saying is real, and that because you want to, your goal is impact. That whatever you're giving me, it's not a dollar amount that you could put on this. And so this is what I pray, plan, execute is about: is that we're building a collaborative, we're building a kingdom network of trusted voices. We're not in this. Of course, we have to be compensated for what we do, of course. However, the goal is always impact. Anything that you've ever heard me do, when I go places, I tell people it's an honor to serve. I don't get to serve, it's an honor to serve. And so, anywhere that I go, even in this capacity, it's an honor for me to serve you. It's an honor for me to serve my community in whatever capacity that I serve in. And so, when I'm saying what my coaching program is, because they know that I love them for real and I'm after the impact and I want to see results, whatever the dollar amount is, they don't have no problem saying, hey, listen, whatever the invoice is, I got you, because they understand that I'm in this because I really love y'all for real. And so I'm like, I just need them to get the information. I just want us to be better. I just want us to build better. One of the things that you were saying, even in being a trusted voice, and you were talking about the front end of things and how a lot of times people are building brands around themselves and not building brands that are conducive for other people. I've talked about that earlier last week. But the other aspects of this, the word I heard was integrity, right? When we talk about being a trusted voice, we're talking about operating from a place of integrity. And one thing my mom always used to tell us is that integrity is not what you do when everybody can see you. It's what you do when nobody can see you. Integrity is your heart posture towards a thing. And so we have a lot of people that are building brands. We have a lot of people that are doing things. However, the heart posture is not right. And God looks at the heart. He wants to see what is your heart concerning what you're building. Why did you build this business on the backs of, of the money aspect, or did you because you really wanted to see lives change? And I'm gonna say this last part. When we just acquired a building a couple weeks ago, and I was riding down the road and I said, God, I'm so grateful for this building. And let me tell y'all what the Lord responded. The Lord responded to me. He said, what you did in the dark produced this, right? And this ain't no Bible study lesson, but we are who we are, but he said, what you did in the dark produced this, right? It was what you did when nobody was looking is what produced a miracle or for something to happen. And so I thought about Paul and Silas, right? And what they did in the dark hour, right? When they had been beaten, they had been chained, they were thrown into jail, but yet and still the integrity of who they are and were did not shift. And what came out of their mouth was still praise. What came out of their mouth was still worship. And so, even in the midst of our dark seasons and what we go through, how we conduct ourselves when nobody can see us, how we conduct ourselves in the hidden place, how we conduct ourselves as we're building our foundation when nobody knows what your name is what then creates a radical miracle in your life. And so, this is why me and Dr. Law and all of the other people are coming on this platform, because we want to teach you how to build good in the dark. Come on,
Mm.
somebody put some hearts in the comments. We want to teach you how to build well in the dark, so that when the light comes, so that when people can see you, so that when you're finally not hidden, that you are a trusted voice. And what happens is people build incorrectly in the dark season. And so when the light turns on and people see you, you struggle. It's like, I don't want to say it, but Dr. Law's like roaches. When that light come on, they go scrambling all over the place. And now you got to hide. You weren't hiding, when you was doing wrong. However, when the light came on, now you scrambling. That wasn't the best example. That's all I can think about in my mind. But now you're scrambling because you're trying to figure this thing out. you know well, how do I do this? I got a logo, but I don't got no business plan. I got a website, but I ain't got no business plan. I look good on the outside, however the inside of me, nothing is together. So this is why we are here to help you guys. Many of you have signed up. I've been on the fence about cutting this registration just because of how the room is set up, but I'm gonna keep moving forward and do the best that I can before I have to sign it up. Y'all, we are 65 people. Listen, we are 65 people, y'all. God is so good. We are 65 people. I'm not gonna lie, we had 8 vendors yesterday. I did add another surprise vendor in there that's gonna show up. So I can't wait for y'all to experience this surprise vendor. God is so amazing. And I talked to them today and they were willing to show up and be in the room. So this is going to be a treat for us that day. But I'm excited. Anything else you have to say, Dr. Law, concerning this event? Anything, any way you want to encourage them to come?
Yes, I definitely want to piggyback on what you just said,
Yeah.
because I think sometimes, and I want you to rest in the grace of this, because trusted voices uh, make their own room.
Ooh,
They You don't have to prove a trust. You don't have to
wow.
prove a truth. It's just simply be the truth. And for $20, as I told somebody when there was some time ago, they wanted to purchase my book, and I said it was 22, and they said $22. I said, first of all, for $22, you get my life on a handful of pages, my experiences, my highs, my lows, the stuff that you won't have to go through. And all you got to do is pay $22 to
Wow.
get even my education in a handful of pages. And so
Mm,
I think sometimes when we go back to the word trust, you have to then to ask yourself, and maybe it's my little coaching self, who
come
taught
on.
you how and how not to trust?
Ooh,
And because based on how you trust now, what you should be and who you should be trusting, you won't. But the folk that you do trust, you probably have been taught to trust because you thought their ice was colder than the folk you are talking to. And so if you're not careful, you'll trust people whose ice is just as cold as mine. Their ice is just as cold as Coach Nicole's. But because of the framework and because of culture and because of background, fear, insecurities, and ignorance, we're taught not to trust one another, that we have nothing to say. And then we go ahead and we invest hundreds, if not thousands, into those who don't give you nearly the amount of content and care that you would get from those that you dismissed. So now you have to ask yourself, why are you so dismissive, and why do you devalue those that are called to help you, but yet run to those who are called to despise you? And we have to be careful that we're not throwing away our own, because we've been trained not to trust each other. And hear me when I say this, and you may get mad. Anyone can get mad at me. My church, you can come show up on Sunday. I'll be right there waiting on you. Just to help you understand, that we've got to get to a place where we begin to see the authentic voices that really care about our communities, compare about our families, compare about our nation and abroad, that will speak and help us build trust, regardless of background, regardless of color. But who are the authentic voices? And why are you not trusting them? And what is it about them that you're so quick to dismiss, but yet embrace those that have not been proven? Those are some things we have to be mindful of. And this is some of the reasons we don't build well, because we don't trust well. And so we begin to think, Coach Nicole and Dr. Law and others, we're in it for the money. There's no money in this. We're there's no money in this. $20, it should easily be 350, 297, 497, 1097. It should be, but because we value rock stars and celebrities more than those that are right there in front of us coaching us, we will invest in a moment of amusement instead of investing in a time of empowerment. And we'll walk away thinking, oh, I had a good time, but you're still in the same financial situation. Your dreams are still a nightmare. You have no team, you have no traction. You're still believing, declaring, and decreeing, but have not done the deep work in yourself so that you can see who God has put in front of you. So, this workshop is going to do some amazing things. But before you come, there's some pre work that everyone should do before they show up. Evaluate your trust infrastructure. Evaluate how you see this. You look at why you have a struggle coming. Why do you think this is this and that? What is it you think is not that? What all of that? Go ahead and deal with that now. So when you come in, you're prepared to build, and you don't spend half the Saturday waiting on us to prove who we are, so that then you decide, oh, yeah, I'll listen now. You would be better off doing something else with your Saturday than to sit there in front of us and taking up a seat of someone who really wants to hear what this panel of amazing young men and women have to say. So we have to learn how to evaluate ourselves and be aware, and not put all the weight on the workshop to deliver us from us. We have to be willing to do the work ourselves. So I'm challenging everybody, not only register, but do some pre-work, so that when you show up through the doors, you're ready to work and you're ready to listen and hear what needs to be said so you can build right and live better. Thank you, Coach.
He said, so you can build right and live better. He said, your dreams are still y'all see why I brought this giant, right? Y'all see why he on here? Okay. That's all I need. That's all I listen. This is just we not even what 32 minutes barely. Okay. And he did already spit so much knowledge to us in just this little bit of time. Okay. So I just want y'all to make sure that y'all in the room so that y'all can get the full effects of what's about to take place. Y'all, we about to shake some things up in this area, in this region, in this time. And it's all for kingdom, all for the kingdom. He said, your dreams are still a nightmare. And we don't want your dreams to be a nightmare, right? Some of us are haunted by our thoughts and different things like that because we don't know how to build. And like he said, even as far as trust, like, well, who taught you? Who taught you not to trust? We'll spend $1,500 on Beyonce tickets and think that $20. But my thing is this: you could spend $1,500 into some coaching and build an empire to where people
Absolutely.
are paying you $1,500 to be somewhere.
Absolutely.
And so it's all about, where are you putting your money? Where are you putting your investment? We talk about time is money all the time. Where are you spending your time? Right? Where are you spending your money? And we have to be honest, some of us are wasting. And so we look up and we're blaming God. This is why I say faith plus strategy equals results, because many of us get in a posture where we start to blame God about where we are in life. And we start to say, well, God, you said, well, somebody prophesied this. Well, the prophecy without your work ain't going to come to pass. And so we can't keep waiting around and saying, well, I'm just waiting on God to say, X, Y, and Z. I'm waiting on God to open up a door. No, you need to get up and make some movements. And it's through the movements that we make that he begins to show up. But he's not going to show up and waste his time if you're not willing to do the work. All right. So I'm so excited about this, y'all. Listen, he done got me hyped and excited already.
Coach
And as
Nicole.
preachers and coaches, y'all, we could go all day. However, you don't get no more tonight. Y'all need to be in the space. Y'all need to be in the room August the 9th from 9 to 4. Y'all, lunch is included. Your materials are included. Everything you need to be successful that day is included. We have some amazing vendors, so bring a little couple extra dollars to patronize some of the people that are going to be in the room. We want to support these entrepreneurs that took the time out to show up, to be in the space. But this is a moment for you to invest in yourself. I did open up, I haven't quite put it out there, but I did open up 5 youth entrepreneur spots. I don't know if you guys have seen it, from 10 to 17. I have 5 spots available. And so I'm also in a space where I want to get our babies in the room. We got to teach them. I have some young ladies that are going to help us that day. I think I have like 4 or 5 that are going to help serve us throughout that day. And so I'm grateful for that as well. And so because they're going to be in the room, because of proximity, they're going to get what they need. So y'all come be in the room, sign up today. Like I said, I don't know what that cutoff is going to look like. Y'all not playing about these tickets, and we may not make it to August 9th because I don't only have but so many chairs in the room. All right. And so I'm telling y'all now, sign up. I don't know what that cutoff is going to look like or when it's going to happen. Listen, if y'all take up all the spots tonight, it might be tonight that I say, listen, y'all, we ain't got no more seats. We sold out. And I can't guarantee you're going to have a seat come August the 9th. So listen, y'all, sign up today. I'm going to throw the QR code out there really quickly for y'all. For those of you that are going to catch the replay and watch this later, scan the QR code. It's going to take you directly to the spot. I've already mentioned we do not have any more vendor spots available. So the vendors are completely sold out. However, we do have attendees, and I'm encouraging you guys to bring your business cards. Listen, bring your business cards. Do not show up if you have a business without your business cards. You never know who is going to be in the room. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We need our men in the space. We need our men in the room. But listen, y'all, come show up, be in the room. I'm excited to have you guys. I'm excited to host you all. And also my best friend and co-host. She's excited to host you all as well. Her name is Brittany Heaven Harper. She's from Baltimore, Maryland. And so we're excited. So y'all go sign up, tag your friends, tell them to come be in the room. Thank you so much to the giant, to the amazing Dr. Kenneth Law for being with me. And thank you for agreeing to be a part of this event. And y'all have not seen the last of us doing some collaboration together. We got some
Absolutely.
things that we are definitely going to work on in the future. And so thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining. Tag somebody and tell them come show up and be in the room with us. If you got an entrepreneur, like I said, we have 5 spots, ages 10 to 17. I'll throw that up there available. And so if you not youth vendors, they're actually youth participants. So if you have youth participants, if you have some young entrepreneurs that want to come and they want to be in the room and they want to learn, listen, we'll have some things together for them as well. Okay. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have an amazing night.